Okay. Hey guys, again, Absolute 5 here. And today I thought about something that it's so basic that I didn't think about to talk about today, and something that I believe we need to talk about right now. And it's to why in God's name should I care for mathematics? And that's the typical question a lot of students would ask me, even when I was an undergrad or I was even pursuing my career as a math professor. So let's get right into it. So why would anyone want to be, why do I need math? That's the first question that everyone may ask me. So why do we need math? And the answer to that question is that not everyone will use math, but think of it as of the spiritual way, as a spiritual being, because like most entities or deities, it's more like it's always around you in this world or in this matrix, how you perceive this world, that it'll always be there for you if you actually need it. And most of the time people are not aware that a lot of things that they're doing in math, well not math, in their daily routine is mathematics behind it. It's disguised in some shape or form. Math was made in it in some way. Now, for those people like myself or people in general who are aware to the mathematics around them, they are empowered more by this power. So having this knowledge and being aware of this power, it's like you're able to use this power to your benefit, but also to help the benefit of others. That's why mathematics is constantly a growing topic, meaning we always build from our ancestors up from what we first started. For example, Euclid, he made line segments, and he made so many proofs about how, I'm trying to remember. All I just know is that Euclid, he made a lot of proofs, and that's why I'll leave a link in the description about it, but that he made a lot of proofs, and he's a very phenomenal mathematician. I'll work on my history when I get a chance. Now, the point that I'm making, or better yet, Pythagoras, much easier. Pythagoras, the man who made the Pythagoras theorem that I know everyone doesn't really care about, but understand that at the time it was used as a way for him to prove himself why he needs to go to school. It wasn't even just something that everyone would use. That was just coincidence that he was able to make something. We'll get into that later another time, but the point that I'm making is that we use what we learned from the past to the present now, and we always build up on it. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, it is important. Math is very important for people who are aware of the math around them, or just very simple. The device I'm talking to you right now was made by some mathematics. Of course, computer scientists made this, but they used that power to create something for me to speak to you, and vice versa, for you to talk to me. So understand that why math is important, it varies between people, but for me specifically, math is a tool that's necessary to communicate to other people. And another reason why we need mathematics is because what I said just now with the phone, it's a language, a way to it's a way for us to communicate with each other as people. Because you could drop me off in any island in the world, somewhere, except Antarctica, because I will probably freeze to death. But you drop me anywhere that's warm and there's civilization around there. If I write 1 + 1 on the board and equals 2, they won't understand why I'm writing it, but they'll get why I'm actually doing it. They'll say, okay, this guy knows a little math. And if I start to do more math, they'll say, oh, this guy actually knows a lot of mathematics. the point of the matter is that I may not know your native cultural language, but everyone will know the universal language, and that's mathematics. Now, with mathematics, let's see. It's very crucial to understand the physical form, the mental form, and the spiritual form. So the physical form is what everyone's used to, where you're doing basic arithmetic, you're solving for x, you're watching out for your signs, you're factoring, using the quadratic formula. All these kinds of little physical things in mathematics, those are the things that you're actually using to physically construct some material that you're making, that you're building on. So that's very important to have. Why math is important. The analytical part, which is the mind, you visually draw, like engineers or even physicists, they draw out a blueprint, or they map out how the environment has been growing, how consistent has the growth of a germ or a population of flies or plants have grown, to the point that you're mapping it out so everyone can see, and now granted, a lot of people are visual learners. I'm not saying not everyone is, but a majority of people, I would say, are visual. That's why you're able to draw out a lot of things, and it's easier to understand that way. Now, for the last thing I have to say about why we need mathematics is for the spiritual part. Now, it's exactly what I said earlier, where it will always be around there for you, but it's to the people who are aware of it, they're in for a treat in such a way that you're able to use this power either destructively or responsively. Now, some people in the world, we've made the nuclear bomb in America that started the atomic bomb, and now it's a lot of other countries have it. So that's what I'm saying with this power. It can be used for good and evil, but I feel that that's why when I teach some of my students, where I teach them that if you want to make certain that you know what you're doing, especially with engineering or decimals, whenever you're creating something, I always tell them that when you're dealing with decimals and you make that one little mistake and you put the decimal in the wrong area, I always tell them that you made that one mistake and now you're gonna regret it, because you've killed thousands of lives because of one little decimal area. So it's very important that you get everything correctly and know your reasoning why you want to learn mathematics. You want to learn it to either help people, provide a service for people, or for destruction. I'd prefer love and creation rather than destruction and hatred. So those are my 5 reasons why math is important and why we need it. So for those of people who, for those of your friends that normally say, why do we need mathematics, send them this video. Tell them to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And always remember, guys, thank you for watching Absolute 5. I'm Roger Palomino, and math is infinite because there are infinitely many possibilities.